It's official, I'm quitting YouTube and moving over to IGTV. Totally just kidding, absolutely just kidding, I'm so sorry. What is up people, Dunna here, and today we are talking about IGTV. If you haven't heard, recently Instagram decided to launch a whole new platform called IGTV. They announced that their platform on Instagram had recently reached 1 billion, that's right, billion with a B, monthly active users, which is absolutely mind-blowing how many people are actually using that platform. And at the same time that they announced that they were releasing this new platform called IGTV, or Instagram TV, that would be for more long-form video content. People, of course, thought that this meant that they were taking a run at YouTube, and that's kind of what it's looking like, but I think there's a little bit more to it. So what I want to talk about today is, how is IGTV similar to YouTube? How is it different from YouTube? Who's it for? And how can you use it to leverage and build your personal brand? First and foremost, let's look at the ways that IGTV and YouTube are similar. The main thing is that you can make long-form video content. So up until now, you could only upload 1-minute videos onto Instagram or 15-second videos onto Instagram stories. And now on IGTV, they're saying you can upload HD and Ultra HD content up to an hour. Now there have been reports that only 15 minutes is allowed unless you're a verified or if you're a large enough account. So this sounds very similar to YouTube. Now how is this different from YouTube? First and foremost, there's going to be the big one that everyone's talking about, the fact that IGTV is built for vertical video. So rather than your typical widescreen 16:9 aspect ratio, we're looking at a 9:16 aspect ratio. Because IGTV is marketed as a mobile only, not just mobile first, but mobile only platform, they're really going after the way that we interact with our phones. People don't necessarily like to take the time to turn their phone sideways while they're using their phone. The other big difference between IGTV and YouTube that I can see is that IGTV is not a search engine. There are some ways that you can search. For example, you can look for hashtags the same way that you've always been able to on Instagram. You can search up users, but you can't really search for content specifically using long tail keywords. For example, if you go onto YouTube and you need to learn how to change a tire, you're going to type in how to change a tire. If you type that in on your IGTV, you get nothing. So the way that you find content on either platform, at this point anyway, is very different. So the big question is IGTV gonna take over what YouTube is the king of? And I don't think so. Here's some of the problems that I see with IGTV. It's got the similar problems that we've all seen from Instagram. As someone who knows and loves Instagram, one of the things that I find really frustrating is that there's no direct linking. So if you make a post on Instagram and you wanna put a link in there so that they go check out whatever it is you're talking about, you have to say link in bio. You can't actually put a link that's clickable in there. And it's the same problem on IGTV. The second problem is that it's a bit tough to get around. I assume they're going to be fixing this. They might even fix the problem with not being able to search for specific types of content, but that doesn't really seem like what they're going for. Generally, the idea is the people that you're following, they're going to show up on your feed. Instagram is essentially trying to guess what you want to see and feed that to you, pun intended. The third problem that I found so far that I'm pretty sure they'll fix pretty soon is that the comments suck. At this current point, interacting with the videos kind of sucks. It's not a really fluid experience. When you're on a video and you click on the comment section, it makes the video super tiny and all the comments come up. It would be much better if, like on Instagram Live, if the comments scrolled with a transparent background over the video so you could still see it. I have a funny feeling like this will get addressed pretty quickly here. So, who is IGTV for? What is it going to be good for? Where is it going to potentially take over some of what YouTube has been doing? Personally, I think IGTV is for content creators, period. I think this is just one more platform where you should be putting content. Ideally, videos on this platform should probably be around 2 or 3 minutes maximum. Think about when you're on your phone and you're scrolling through Instagram. If you see a video, are you gonna wanna watch it if it's more than a minute minute, 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes max? Probably not. That's not how we like to consume on Instagram or Facebook. If we want longer content, typically we're used to going to YouTube, and I feel like that's probably still going to stay the same. Could be wrong, but that's just kind of the way I feel about it. When I'm scrolling Instagram, I want that instant gratification. I don't want to stick around and stay on one thing too long. It's all about the scrolling. I think this will be a great platform for lifestyle channels, quick food-based channels like Tasty. I think this is going to be great for vloggers as well, because vlogs aren't something that are typically searchable. If you want to see a video of my day going to IKEA, you're not going to search for that. You're going to have to already be following me because you think that I'm entertaining. So I think this has potential for vlogging to move from YouTube over to Instagram. And potentially for anyone. I think there is a market for a lot of the same things that we see on YouTube to move over to IGTV. I just think certain things are going to work better on that platform. So the question is, how can you best use IGTV to build your personal brand? In my opinion, I think this is where we can all take what Gary Vaynerchuk has been doing across multiple platforms for so long and really hone in on that concept of micro content. The biggest thing that I hear from other YouTubers who are thinking about taking on IGTV as part of their personal brand is that they don't want to make specific content for IGTV. They already put in a lot of time on the videos that they make for YouTube. Is there a way that they can repurpose that for IGTV? And this is where I think that I'm going to probably stand on IGTV. So for example, last week I made a video about my new Lightroom presets. It was 13 minutes long, and while I was filming it, I was very intentional about how I framed it. So on YouTube, where it's horizontal, I made sure that it was a wide enough shot that if I chopped off the sides, you would still be able to see me nicely framed in the middle so that I could go to IGTV with parts of it. Then what I did is I found a couple of little 1 or 2 minute spots in the video that stood on their own as a piece of content. The first one was just me announcing that I was teaching about Lightroom presets and that I had a new Lightroom preset pack out. The second piece was another 2 minute clip that was talking about the 4 reasons why I think you should be using Lightroom presets. So out of my 13-minute video that I made for YouTube, I also made 2 videos that were specifically for IGTV. At the end of those videos, I also put a little bit of text that explained that you could see the whole video on YouTube, but really those pieces of content stood on their own. I was able to actually get more out of that without having to shoot something specific. So this is one way to approach it. The other way to approach it is to actually take part of your personal brand and put it on IGTV, and take the other part of your personal brand and put it on YouTube. Do what makes sense for the platform. So the longer stuff, let's say 10-15 minute videos, probably belongs on YouTube. Now, if you're gonna do a behind the scenes video of that, maybe that would be something cool to shoot specifically for IGTV. Then you can promote your YouTube from IGTV, and you can promote your IGTV from YouTube. At the end of your video or partway through your video on YouTube, you could talk about how there's a behind the scenes video, but they have to go follow you on IGTV to get that. Then you've got 2 platforms where you're building up, and your following can get even bigger. I think this is really the fine balance between the 2 of them. I think if you're gonna utilize both, and I do suggest that you need to have related but separate content. I do like the idea of micro content and being able to get the most out of your filming session, but I do think that if you really wanna make the most out of both platforms, they need to have their own thing going on. There are lots of different opportunities here to try new creative things, try picture-in-picture and different framing options, but I think that one people will skip over really quickly is if you look like you're being lazy about it. So be smart, be creative, and people will pick up on it. Now I want to turn it over to you guys. Are you using IGTV, and what do you think of it? Is it going to be useful? Is it going to take over YouTube? Leave a comment below. I really want to get some conversation started and see how you guys feel about it. Make sure to go follow me over on Instagram at DunnaDidIt. I am going to be trying to utilize IGTV as much as possible. If you want to be friends, click the little circle. You can subscribe to the channel there, and then you won't miss anything, which is good. If you want to watch more, there's another video here. I think you'll really like it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.